Welcome to the Simple Man Solo Deep Dive. In this video, I'm going to help you become a better guitarist. I'm going to help you understand scales more, understand the fretboard more, understand music more, have a better ear, just all around be better at music and the guitar. If that's not something you want to do with this solo, that's cool. I have another video where I just play the song slowly, have some tabs at the bottom, play with the metronome, speed it up. Bob's your uncle, you can figure out the solo. If you know your patterns like this, don't skip this video. If you know your patterns like this, you can skip the video. This video is for my personal students and people that want to use this solo to study the guitar. So in that sort of sense, the solo is the context that you're going to use to understand what a pentatonic scale is, how to play two of the patterns on the guitar. Hint, hint, there's actually only two patterns total. How to move that pattern around and how to listen to the solo, how to listen to the notes in a scale so that you get the right feel. Those are the things we're going to be learning. Step one, what is a pentatonic scale? We're doing a pentatonic minor scale. Oops, too many letters, all right? We've got 7 notes. What do we do with that last note? Well, that's your octave, okay? So that you're back to 1. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So you might say that this is 8 total notes. It isn't really, because that A doesn't count, because that is technically the start of the new octave. So there's actually only 7 notes in an octave, which is why when you go from an octave to a pentatonic scale, all you have to do is subtract 2 notes, because as we all know, 8 minus 2 is 5. Actually it's 7 minus 2, because your A is, again, not included in that 8. We'll put it back, okay? And let's look at like what we want to get rid of. So in a minor scale, your 3, your 6, and your 7 are flat. What do they mean? Well, now's a good time for one of those links. If you want to know what that means, click the link. Okay. So 3, 6, and 7 are flat in a minor scale. They're not flat in a major scale, okay? And what that does is that gives you a half step between the 2 and the flat 3 and the 5 and the flat 6. Now, essentially, or at least like one way to, I guess the microphone's right there. I didn't do a good job of hiding it. Hello, microphone. Anyway, so one of the ways you can remember what a pentatonic scale is you're going to get rid of your half steps. Okay, so we're going to get rid of our half steps by getting rid of our 2 and our 6. Yes, our flat 6. I questioned myself there for a minute. Now, the flat 6, I believe, is going to come back as the one note from the diatonic pattern that's actually in the solo. So what we're left with here is a series of major seconds and minor thirds. The larger interval, the one that goes over top of the missing note, is a minor third. The other ones are major seconds. Oops, the 5 to the flat 7 is a minor third. 7 to 1 is a major second. Again, so this stuff is actually pretty useful to know, and we'll explore that in another video. The interval that you're possibly gonna want to know about in this is this major second interval. So a major second is 2 frets. So what this means is if you go up from the 1 to the flat 7, you've gone a minor 7th interval. And then from that 7 up to the next one is a major second interval. And that's the one that's for this solo is going to be more useful, because we're actually we're gonna slide up to some notes. So we want to know how to get down to that 7 from the 1. All right. Again, understanding that information, another video. So for now, all that we really need is this right here. 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. We're going to pretend that we're in the key of A. We are not in the key of A. We're in the key of A flat. but we've tuned our guitar down a half step, so the notes look like we're in the key of A, even though we're not. Now what we need to do is we need to take this pentatonic pattern and we need to put it on a guitar. So I'm going to draw a guitar chart here. And for now, we won't worry about where this is. I'm just going to put this on the guitar. Now there are two patterns that you need to know. So we're going to use minor pattern 2. Now you've probably seen these patterns before. You notice this huge collection of dots. It's super confusing. What does all that stuff mean? How do you connect them together? How are you possibly going to memorize all of that on the guitar? Well, the way that you're going to do that with us, as we do that together, is we're gonna shrink those patterns down to a single octave. Now, in that single octave, there are only 2 patterns, and every one of these dots here that you see is those 2 patterns stuck together like transformers and reordered. But it's just those 2 patterns over and over and over, hence pattern 1, pattern 2. Now let's look and find out where our A's are. We have our A string. Okay, so again at the 12th fret, I didn't write enough frets, but at the 12th fret you have another A. Okay, we've got an A down here. We've got an A at the 5th fret of the E string, which means we have 5th fret of both the E strings, because they're both E strings. And then we have an A on the D string, the 7th fret, and if we could get to the 10th fret of the B string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yay, there's an A right there. All right. So the way that we're going to learn these patterns, if you know where those A's are, you can take the pattern that we're going to, the 2 patterns? Well, we're actually only going to learn 1 for this solo, but ultimately there's 2. So you could take the 2 patterns and you can put them on any one of these A's. And just for the heck of it, I'm just going to show you how easy it is. Now this is pattern 1, not pattern 2. Let's do pattern 1 again. You'll notice that one looks different. That's because of the line of confusion, which we're going to learn about later. Now this pattern here, I can do this nonsense. The open string's a little bit harder. All right, so now we've got all these dots again. I don't know what that is all about. Let's do this. And now we're back to that familiar pattern splodge, whatever the word is, that you see on the internet. This is only one pattern. No, 2 patterns repeated over and over and over again. All right, now I'm belaboring the point. So let me move on. So we're going to learn this not with dots. We're going to learn this with scale degrees, and we're going to do 1 octave at a time. Okay, and the A that we're going to use, well, there's actually 2 of them in our first pattern. There are 3 patterns in this solo, but 2 of them are the one that we're looking at right now, because at the 12th fret everything repeats. So this pattern is going to happen again exactly the same as it is here, just above the 12th fret. Here's our A. Okay, that's our root, right? So if we go back to our 1 flat 3 4 5, I guess I could leave it there. 1 flat 3 4 5 flat 7 1. So now we want to write those in. 1 flat 3 4 5 flat 7, and 1. What you want to do right now is you want to draw a guitar chart and draw this pattern down, because this is what we are going to play right now. And after we memorize this, we're going to learn the first part of the solo. Okay? So grab yourself a sheet of paper, pencil. I don't recommend pen, but you can. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to do it again while you draw yours. So get your paper and pencil and come back. All right. So I'm going to assume you've done that. Now we've got our 1 flat 3 4 5 flat 7 1 in the key of A. I'm not going to draw the big guitar chart. I'm going to draw the kind of like movable one. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to write the pattern down, and then we're going to write what fret that we're going to play. So we want 1 flat 3 4 5 flat 7 1. We're going to find our 1 on the D string. The 7th fret of the D string, oops, is our 1. Bam, there you go. 1. Next is flat 3. We're going to go up a string, down 2 frets. Next is 4, go up 2 frets. Next is 5. We're going to go up a string and down 2 frets. And now you've maybe seen the issue here. Why is this, which is a major second, only 1 fret down? Well, it's because of this thing called the line of confusion, which really ruins everything. And that's going to be explained in a different video. Link, like, wait a minute. This distance and this distance, one is a second and one is a third. What gives there? The answer is line of confusion. So, all right, so we have 1, flat 3, 4, 5. Next is flat 7. Now, 5 and flat 7 are a minor third apart, so you got to move up 3 frets. So we have our flat 7. Now, from the 7 to 1, that's a major second, so we're going to go up a string and down 3 frets to get our second. Now again, the 4 to 5, it wasn't that way. Line of confusion. So this is our first pattern. It's the beginning of the solo. It's also the end of the solo. It's also the middle of the solo. As a matter of fact, you only briefly stop in another pattern somewhere in like the first third of the solo. But pretty much everything is this. Okay, so you want to memorize that. All right. So this video is long enough. I'm gonna end it here. And we're going to start in the next video with playing this on the guitar. And in that video, we'll listen to the notes to see how each of them reacts with the different chords in the song. We'll practice speeding it up and all of that. But before you do that next video, make sure that you've written this down. Maybe even written it down 5 or 6 times to make sure that you medium have it memorized. It doesn't have to be totally memorized, but definitely medium memorized. Because you're not going to want to be clinging to this information while playing the guitar. Okay? So, hey, tell you what, if you want, go ahead and go to the practice video. But if you want to draw this out with me, I'm going to ramble for like 3 minutes and draw it out. So we can practice together if you want to hang out for a little bit. Otherwise, go to the video. Okay, so... let's draw this again. Now, just so you know, I have actually spent a great deal of time learning to draw so that I can draw chord charts. And a friend of mine is actually an animation instructor. And so he taught me how to do this. Anyway, you can tell, I mean, it doesn't look like I'm doing a great job, but you should see my chord charts from a year ago. Anyway, again, we have 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. There's kind of a lot. I mean, you probably want to be able to say 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Or 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 1. Not that fast, but 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 1. Now, when you say it fast, it kind of stinks to say like flat. Here, let me just fix this. So I'm like squatting down. Now I can breathe. It's just sometimes it's just a tongue twister to say flat. A lot of people will not say flat 3. They'll just say 3 because they know, well, duh, it's flat. In a minor scale, it's like saying, close the door to the room when you leave. It's like, well, what other door am I going to close, right? Maybe saying flat is redundant, but I don't know. It's not always, because sometimes it causes confusion if you don't say it. So anyway, 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Now 1 to flat 3 and 5 to flat 7, these are minor third intervals, which are bigger than 3 to... No! Bigger than 3 to 4. And 4 to 5, which these are major second intervals. I'm just trying to make the big M look different than little. I can't do it. It's really hard. Anyway, okay, so look. They're all major second except 1 to flat 3 and 5 to flat 7. I mean, that's the way to look at it. Mostly major second. Well, the major seconds don't really have them that outnumbered, do they? There's not that much going on here. Okay, anyway, so 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7. Let's put it on the guitar. We are going to look for the A that is on the 7th fret of the D string. So there is an A on the 7th fret of the D string. Now there's also an A on the 5th fret of the E string, which we're going to notice. We're going to hit it here in a second. All right, so we want to put a 1 on the D string. Now we're going to go to the G string and down 2 frets for our flat 3, up 2 frets for our 4, up a string, down 2 frets for our 5, up 3 frets for the flat 7, up a string, down 3 frets for the 1, and boom, now we hit the other A. Okay, so let's do it again without all the talking. Let's draw another one. Okay, let's see who can draw the chord chart fastest. On your mark, get set, go. Finished. Let's try it again. That was terrible. I cheated. You want to try it again? Let's try it again. All right, I'm going to draw a good one. On your mark, get set, go. That's not terrible. It's okay. Anyway, it's pretty bad. So we have a 1. Let's don't even put the fret number because it doesn't matter. The deal is like you can move these around. This can be in the key of B. It can be in the key of, G sharp. It was a musical joke, guys. Flat 3, then 4, then 5, then we're flat 7, then we're 1. Let's draw it one more time. Draw your chord chart. All right, so we got a 1. Whoops, can't put it there. I'm gonna run out of space. We got a 1. We have our flat 3. Then we have a 4. Then we have a 5. Then we have a flat 7. Then we have a 1. That's our pentatonic scale pattern, minor pentatonic pattern number 2. Okay, so there's only one other one, and we're not even going to use the other one in this solo, which is a little bit crazy actually, but this is literally the only thing that happens in this solo, right? Okay, so practice this some more if you need to, and let's go to the actually playing the guitar video.